Hello viewers all over the world, my name is Apostle Dr. Cassidy, the coming preacher, the preaching catalyst, the old fire with the Akara war, aka the lion killer. Now don't touch the die, wait. 001, the Capacity Ebo Stone is live here now for an interview, exclusive interview. You have to see him talk about vehicle recovering and about the PSRT team and the public service response team. I want you to see, hear other things and how he's going to take it to the next level. This interview too much. In fact, I enjoyed the interview. Now, one of the best interview for this new year. Listen to comment Kelly Okubowa, the 001, the Capacity Ebo Stone, and the chairman of PSRO team. Thank you guys. Share as you're watching.
My name remains Uncommon Emmanuel. That's how I welcome you to Daybreak, the Monday edition. All right, we did say to us that during the conversation we'll be looking at certain decisions that the governor has made in the last few weeks. And part of those decisions is setting up the vehicle recovery committee. 22nd of November 2024, the governor, in his wisdom, after being sworn in, decided that looking at the books, over 200 government vehicles were missing, and the governor immediately swung into action to set up a committee to retrieve this vehicle, to recover this vehicle. And on the 28th of November, 30 vehicles were already recovered so far, leaving about 170 yet to be recovered. These and many more we are going to be looking at. The person saddled with that responsibility is here this morning, and he will be telling us how far they've gone and what are their challenges. Lizzie Obo is still in the house this morning. Kade Alode is still there. Has a full house, so stick around with us. It promises to be an exciting package. The chairman of the Edo State Government Vehicle Recovery Committee, and he also doubles as the coordinator PSR, the public safety response, and he's here this morning. It's no other person than Kelly Okubowa. Kelly, good morning this morning. All right. Now, you are saddled with a very sensitive responsibility. Like we said, the governor, in his wisdom, decided that these are government properties and they are government vehicles. They need to be recovered. They need to come back to the governor. Now, tell us, what was going through the mind of Mr. Governor for him to that prompted him to set up this committee that you are privileged to be chairing?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to thank God Almighty for giving all this day. For the question that you just asked, it's simple. Nobody has right to go with government vehicle. Government property is our property. And we all know the cost of vehicle. To buy one Elos one these days costs you over 100 million. So I don't think there's any responsible government that will allow individual to go with the government vehicle. And he's spending another use on to get other vehicle. It is better to recover or retrieve those one that was stolen from government house. I think that is the reason why we set up this committee.
There are a lot of persons who feel it is too early in the days, too early in the administration to start going after vehicles. Why your committee was set up 22nd and today is 23rd? So in the last 1 month, and a lot of persons are asking, governor came on board on the 22nd or on the 12th or so, and on the 22nd your committee was set up. Don't you think it is too early in the day to start going after vehicles instead of maybe, like a lot of persons have said, maybe the government should have concentrated on other areas, then after some time he could come back to recovering of the vehicles?
Thank you very much. You know, when the government came on board, you see the man swing into action and in every sector in the state. And the man went to various ministries and agencies, and we discovered that they were not having vehicles. And the report came back. Most of these vehicles were taken away by the former government official. So the governor said, on this note, they should come with their information. And they came. And after then, the governor, set up this committee. And there was no way, because there was no money on ground that he can start using by vehicles. So what you needed to do at that particular time is for him to set up committee. He's part of the governance. If government property is being missing, I will have a governor. I think it is so prerogative to say, I have to set up this committee so that this committee can retrieve this vehicle. And I'm interested to know, so far so good, we've recovered over 50-something vehicles. Wow. Not just the vehicle, assorted ones for that matter. So I think the government done well in this area.
Sure. Okay, other than the question that my colleague has asked, recovering this vehicle is good for ease of movement. At least we know we need vehicle to move around. And I would like to know how these people, how you went about, getting the names of those who stole these vehicles. Is it from the ministries? That means they know the persons, or on your own you had an intelligence report that so vehicles were parked somewhere or were taken somewhere. How did you come about knowing where these vehicles were?
Okay, thank you very much. There's a place in government called Central Admin.
Okay.
When a vehicle is being allocated to you, it will be documented. So some returned their vehicle back, some did not. some went away with it. And when the governor came on board and he went through and the agencies and they found out that there was no vehicle there. And we called the person in charge of the central admin and the chief driver in government house. And we called them, what happened to so and so vehicle? He said, so vehicle was allocated to Mr. A and Mr. B. Then Mr. B returned his own, Mr. A did not return his own. So what we'll do as a committee, we'll put up a letter, we'll send it to them via text message, and we'll also write to them. And some of them will call them on phone. Actually, some of them did and returned their vehicle by themselves. Based on pay a deaf ear. And those are the ones we are going after. So far so good. In our own way, we have been doing our best to see how we can recover those vehicles. And you also said the vehicle that was missing was 200 or something. No, it's not correct. It's over 300. Because the first report we got was at 2 something. But when we started our work, we went into details, we now find out that there were more vehicles that was missing.
Over 300 vehicles.
Over 300 to 400.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, now if this, if there's a place where vehicle collection was documented, don't you think that that same place should have, vehicle recovery? That is, if we're giving you this vehicle, it should be gazetted. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we're giving you this vehicle, we don't intend for you to go away with it. Government property, like you pointed out, is government property. So if anyone is giving anything that belongs to the government, if you're moving away, it behoves on you to keep that thing. So why would you think that people would want to go away with what does not belong to them? What belongs to everyone?
Thank you. In human nature, some of us are self-centered human beings. There's a change of power in the state. So what they think they could do at that point is for them to go away with that vehicle, thinking we're not going to find out. Although they also did their documentation by saying this vehicle was allocated to me, it was my right to do away with the vehicle. It may interest you to know, like the one that happened in the case of the former Commissioner of Information, Chris Naigai, who said a brand new Prado Jeep SUV was sold to him 700,000, 750,000, and you all saw the vehicle on the social media everywhere. What they did, few weeks to the end of that term, they went to the central admin where they have the chassis number of this vehicle and everything. They went straight to the man, and I think it was about 20-something vehicle, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the record here. They went to the man, they asked him to bring so chassis number, and the man he cannot say no to them.
Sure.
The man brought out all the chassis number. They went and wrote a letter back to the central admin that the vehicle had been allocated to them. Some of them said they bought it on option. And we all know, before government could auction any vehicle, you should know that those vehicles are not movable. Those are the one like they parked somewhere, maybe like those are when I was coming here, I saw some vehicle that was parked in your compound. Those are the kind of vehicle the government auctioned. But this
I think this is a vehicle we recovered from I think this is a Prado Jeep.
Yes, this is the vehicle. So how can you say this kind of vehicle was auctioned to you 700,000? So we are not living in a banana republic. We are living in a country that has law. So that's why we said, if you said this vehicle was sold to you by the government, there's 3 documents that you're supposed to have got it from the government. I think one is from, there's a body called Move Monkey. Then there's one a gate pass that will be given to you if you bought the vehicle from government house. Then the other one is the revenue receipt. So in the case of Chris Naigai, we asked him to provide this document, and he could not. And secondly, there was other e-loss that was also given to him. We don't know where he got that one from. So it was later, after the incident of the Prado, we now did our investigation, we now find out. And you may be interested to know that we are not spirit. We have people that is giving us information, what they call the whistleblower. And there is a price attached to it, that when you give us information that is correct, with 3 vehicles, we'll give you 1 million. When you give us information of one brand new e-loss or SUV, we'll give you 500. So, and most of this vehicle was moved by the drivers in government house. And some of them were not happy with the way they be treated, and they will kill us. So that social vehicle was moved by social person, and we knew that this vehicle was not given to him by the state government. Also, we will go there, and actually the information will be correct, and we'll have no other thing to do that for us to get the vehicle. As I speak to you, most of these vehicles have been taken to Lagos, some have been taken to Abuja, some have been taken to Abeokuta. We've gotten our eating, and we've started tracking those vehicles. And by the grace of God, we'll go to recover them.
All right, now let's look at let's look at some of these vehicles that we've talked about. You have addressed the fact that if there are government vehicles are sold, these are documents will be available for those vehicles before people could let go. Now let's look at the way and manner you recover this vehicle. There were incidents where it was said about your committee that you broke the gate of a certain individual, you scaled through your team scaled through the fence, broke the gate, and recovered this car. Now, as beautiful as the idea of recovering this car, don't you think there are other methods, all right, instead of scaling fence, scaling gate, or was that actually false information that we got?
Yeah, actually, it was a false information. And I don't think you have a video clip to that effect. You know, we are living in a global world. If you're even in somebody's compound and you are trying to force the gates open, I think the next thing they need to do is to bring out their smartphone and record you or snap you. Before you know what's going on, you are already on the air. That person that is saying it is a life from the pit of air. We have security agencies that is attached to us. The Attorney General of the state also gave us a letter that we can always give to the person before going to his house. And it's interesting to know that most of these vehicles that we have recovered, we've not go to any of these people's residence. Sometimes they'll give us information that so person is moving this car to so place. Like one SUV that we recovered, they took the vehicle to one a panel beater workshop and they spray painter. They wanted to change the color, and we got the information. We moved there and when we got there, it was correct. And we told the owner of the workshop to put a call across to the person that brought the vehicle. I should tell the person that social committee is here. And the response was that since then now they want to the comfort, give them the carry. And we told the owner of the workshop, no, you must call the person. So what we needed to do at that particular time, it was so here in airport road. We went straight to the nearest police station to incident the case. And the police was, although we have the police on our, we don't want to bring laws into our hands, and we have to, incident the matter. And then eventually we got the vehicle. And one thing you guys should also understand is this: recovery the vehicle is one thing. The other thing, the government have also asked us, when we recover this vehicle, return it back to the agency where it was stolen from. And that's what we have been doing. We'll take it back to the agent or any of the government agency that they took the vehicle for. We'll return it back to them. And that's what we have been doing.
Well, there was another incident where a 32-seater bus was, by Elections Petition Tribunal, where you went to recover, that took the council to court. I don't know if that vehicle has been recovered.
Oh, no. Actually, it was the former Attorney General of Edo State, Mr. Barrister Wole Iyamu. And you remember when he was Attorney General in the state, some vehicle was allocated to him. And from our record, we found out that it was with two government vehicles, a Prado Jeep and also a Pajero SUV. And we put a call across to him severally, and we wrote to him also, there was no response. So on that day, we were told that he's a member of the PDP cancer team, I don't know. So we got there and we approached him as a senior citizen and a leader in the state. And before then, there was a press conference in the government house that we told them we are giving them 72 hours to return the vehicle back, and there was no response. So when we got to court, we saw him and we had to excuse him. We were telling him the reason why we needed to see him, that there are some vehicle in his custody. In the first place, said there was no vehicle. So when we were talking, I have to bring up the record, and I showed to him that he now said there was one Prado Jeep that he bought. The vehicle had an accident. He bought the vehicle. He was the one that fixed the vehicle. The vehicle is parked somewhere in one hotel in GRA. So I told him, what about the Pajero Jeep? He said that one was right. I said, no, you don't have right to go away with government vehicle. I think what I learned is the government has some numbers of vehicle and you need to go with, and the deputy government. I've not heard of a commissioner. So we told him that you must give us the vehicle. He now said the vehicle was parked somewhere in the hotel, that we can go there and pick the vehicle. So we told him, no, you can send your driver to go and bring that vehicle for us. Ham was not the one who parked the vehicle in the hotel, you get the one. So as he was talking, it was about leaving, and I said, sir, you need to, talk to us. So that's when he was asking if we want to arrest him. I said, I don't have power to arrest you, but the right thing must be done. So what we told him was different. He didn't know that there was somebody that was recording, because we know that they will go to social media and start saying different things. It was when he realized that there was a video recording before he now changed what he was saying. Then at that particular time, Kemozia was up where somebody went inside the court and called him. And when he came, he pleaded to us as a committee that we should give him notice. Everything is on record. That we should give him notice Saturday, which is the one that was ever. Up to now, they didn't return the vehicle, and the vehicle is still with Barrister and Iyamu, his son, the former Attorney General of Edo State. So that was the drama you saw at the court premises that day.
Okay.
So, sir, let's quickly go into, in as much as we appreciate all of your efforts, it's a very laudable one, and for the first time, people start to look at this government as a government that wants to build credibility again. But let's look at the backdrop of all of this you tried. People can be thinking that, number one, it is because an opposition party is taking power it's wresting power from the governors that just lost election. Now, The insight into recovery and losses, more than 300 vehicles lost. Now we have had this historic background. When Lucky Benedict was leaving government, when Osunbo was leaving government, we had stories of rock carpets and air conditioners removed by people who lose elections, with facts stated. Now we have scandals of politicians abusing and stealing government property. How will it now be when many Edo citizens were watching? Because imagine when Idams Oshomole handed over to Obaseki. The same story would have happened, but because it was the transition of the same government, nobody could pry into that. Because many people are looking at your assignment not as positive as your narrative, even if you have facts. They are looking at it as vindictive. My colleague just said that, well, people thought that it would have been too early, but the governor, in his prudency, he didn't have much money, so he needed to recover. What are you going to do with all of it, with your life at risk as chairman? We know we have the historical tragedy of recovery and how the recoveries are spent. The other question that people will be asking is going to be like, Paul calling Kettle Black. All of these vehicles were recovered. You just said you recovered more than 50 vehicles. The Abacha stolen weight is still being recovered. Yaya Bello is still playing with the Republic of what you politicians are likely to be doing by taking and not properly accounting for what you took. These vehicles that you recovered, are you sure even if they return them? Because the Nigerian is skeptical. All these people, they will take this thing and nobody will still be accountable. So what is the guarantee now that all of these drives, the vehicle will be relocated to offices that actually deserve them?
Thank you very much. I have said it earlier that the vehicle that we have recovered so far, most of them have been allocated back to the ministry. And I will also tell you, Mr. Governor is not here to wish out anybody, whether you are opposition or not. He's the governor of Edo people, not the governor of APC. And I'm interested to know that most of these agencies that we are operating in Benin, in Edo State today, the PDP members are still part of the system. E.g., like my job, the public safety responsive. You know, it was former poor. Most of the people that work in the last administration, they are still here today. So there's no way, whether they are opposition or not, there's no way we will not recover the vehicle. We all know the present situation of the economy in this country. To get a vehicle is a big problem for the state government, because the other sector that you need to involve in, don't like what he did when he came on board. He bought a brand new ELOS for the security agencies. I will be giving to them in a few days' time. I'm interested to know, for the last 8 years in this state, we will not see when any government or governor went to portray that kind of numbers of vehicles. Because to buy one vehicle, one ELOS one is over 100 million, just like what I said. And Mr. Governor bought over 25 to 30. And if you do your calculation, you should know how much that I was putting in. And you can imagine him buying for other ministry. So like when we started this committee, the second person we recover vehicle for is the president, the suspended local government chairman of Oredo, Dr. Tomo Baseki. You know, he was, I think, the MD of, with that flood, I can't remember the position it was headed before. There was some vehicle that was allocated to them. I think the total vehicle was about 13. So somebody now gave us information that 4 of those vehicles was parked somewhere in Commercial Avenue in GRA. And we went there. When we got there, he was not at home. I think that place is his guest house, I don't know. So we met some of his family members there. And when we got there, we said, we are here because of this vehicle. He was not around. They put car across to him. And he told them that 3 of those vehicles belongs to government. That it's only one Camry that he bought from auction. So when we look at the vehicle that he said he bought from auction department, we said no. We have to go with the vehicle also. That he should come with his papers. Up till now, I have it said the vehicle is still in government. It's still in government house. He didn't come with the paper. On that day, we recovered 2 losses and 1 brand Land Cruiser Jeep. You understand? So what I'm trying to say instead is, if a city local government then was having that kind of numbers of vehicle in his custody, and he knew that a committee was set up to that effect, he couldn't return it by himself. And I may be factual to you here. There are some people who return their vehicle by themselves. Even till on Saturday here, there was a man, one Mr. or Dr. Henry Odogun, former procurement MD, on Saturday by himself, returned a Prado Jeep. Because we did the press conference and we said those are in the custody of those vehicles.
Should do what to return.
This man by himself called me on Saturday and returned this vehicle back to me. And on our report that day, we said it was about 11 vehicles that was in his custody. But when he was coming, he brought some document which he used in returning some of those vehicles. That some are not movable. He took me to, I think, the Palmer's secretary to go and look at the ones that is not movable. Because those vehicles were allocated to him. So by today, Monday, we'll take our 2 and then to go and tow those vehicles back to the central admin.
All right.
Okay, looking at this tax before you, we would say that it's a hurricane tax, let's put it that way. How are you able to combine, asset recovery and being the chairman also of PSR?
PSR.
I think these are the vehicles that were some of the vehicles.
No.
Okay.
These are the vehicles that will be covered.
All right. Now let's continue. Now
You should just ask a question.
yes.
You just, when you were introducing me, you said Kelly Okumbawa. I have a nickname which is called Capacity Ebo Stone.
Okay.
I have the capacity, even when the governor said, take more job, I'm ready to do it.
Okay.
My own is this: we are here to serve Edo people, not our own personal self. Because this governor that you are seeing is here to transform Edo State. I've told a lot of my friends, especially those in diaspora, that between now and the next 4 years, you will be praying to come back to Edo with the policy and the manner the governor is going to develop every sector in Edo State. So to me, I am ready to work for this government because this is what we can pay for. And we want a better Edo. We want a new Edo that every one of us will be proud of. And I will also tell you, there is no perfect system all over the world, even in the US. But we're going to do our best so that Edo people will be happy with us by this administration.
All right, that's still the voice of, should I say, comrade now? That's still the voice of comrade Kelly Okumbawa. He's the chairman of the government's Vehicle Recovery Committee, and is also the coordinator of the public safety response. All right, now let's look at the public safety response. Now let's look at the U-tile season. Now you know that a lot of vehicle activities would be up during this season. How is your agency? Because we have seen some of the successes you have recorded in keeping off the traffic, ensuring that major parts of Benin there's free flow of traffic. Now in this festive period, what is your team doing to ensure that the gridlocks around major markets, like if you're coming just now from Adwoa, as you discover that the hold up there is already building up before we came this morning. Now, what is your team doing to ensure that during this festive period we'll have a very, very free flow of traffic?
Thank you very much. Some people, they don't understand our mode of operation. We are only assisting the people in charge of the traffic, which is the ESMA. Our major job is to clear the traders of the walkway and those bus drivers that is coming to like a place like King Square, House of Assembly, and those important areas. Although my sister agency, which is the ESMA, we are working together. And when you pass through most of these major streets in Benin, I think there's a need for you guys to give us kudos because you see what we have done so far.
Sure.
And I started this job 7 years ago, and I know how to do the job. The truth of the matter, it's a difficult task. If you can able to control market women and the bus driver, I don't think there's any system that you cannot adapt with in this world. There's a lot of
difficulty controlling.
There's a lot of hazard.
So
through the job.
No, sir, let me just quickly come. Yes. I've heard so much about Ebo Stone. It's good that you cleared, Ebo Stone is all over the city and even beyond. You spoke about diaspora, talked about a lot of hazards. 7 years experience. How did you start? What earned you the name Ebo Stone? Because it's like a strong name, a strong metaphor for a hard person who understands the system and who's making things work. Where did you start to get the name Ebo Stone?
Okay, thank you very much. It all started when I was in school. Then when the school would be having their ITA sports and all that, like when madam was asking me, how can I combine the two systems together? I played football, I volleyball, I was part of the basketball team then in my school. So because I was doing those things, there was one of my teacher who always said, this boy is a stone, is a strong one. Then, because I was very fair, so people were calling me Ebo. So there was a day, my teacher came up and said, Ebo Stone. He said, from today, we'll be calling you that name, Ebo Stone. I've been bearing that name for over 28 years, if I'm not mistaken. So when I was growing on as a young boy in the street, so everybody started calling me that name, and it became a household name today. When people look at the stone, I'm one kind of a very strong, stubborn, and wicked person. But those who are close to me knows that name does not signify me being a bad person.
yes, because looking at you, very soft and the name.
No, that's a big surprise to me because as media business people, we have heard of so much of Ebo Stone, like it's going to be like a frightening, like a monster,
or even a mafia. But we are seeing
I fear God so much. I don't play with God. Even in my job, this PSRT, when we started 7 years ago, if you are familiar with a place called Orokotaro in Benin, before my people go to work, although I was in number 2 man, the person that was ahead of me was a Muslim. But I make sure before our people go to their beat in the morning, you must praise God in the morning. And the same thing is happening right now. You can take your camera to my office in something because by 6:37 we're already there. We do our worship by 20 minutes. We'll pray. Then by 7:30 we'll go to our various.
Well, I like the name Capacity and then Ebo Stone is a very good one, and I like the fact that you like God. You know, God is first and should be first in everything we do. But looking at your people, you said you started this job 7 years ago. Some people in the past would say that, you know, those other people, the poor of now, they go to market women, they seize their goods, whether they like it or not. You know, if they are telling them to move off the workway and they're not ready to obey, they pack their wares and they share it amongst themselves. I don't know how correct that is.
Thank you very much. You know, I've gotten a lot of reports, even there and now. I cannot tell you my people are perfect.
Okay.
I've said it that there's no perfect system. I think it's is it not monkey or bamboo? I can't remember that they can only deny words for the child he has in his belly, not the one at the back. He didn't know when he was passing through the market if he had taken banana somewhere. But for the fact that we don't have a perfect system does not mean my people should do what is not right. Saying they'll, you know, arrest the goods, they'll share it among them. I've not heard that before. But there are some things, there are some reports that we have got it from the public. That's why my number is everywhere. When you find out my people are doing what is not right, there's a jacket, which there's always a jacket number.
Okay.
Or what you better still, you can snap the person in question and send it to me. Just 2 days ago when we were going to Ramatrak as I was coming, I saw some vehicles in front of the central bank. They that opposite, what's the name of that place where they were making telecom then?
Post.
I saw some vehicles were parked there, and 2 of my workers were standing with the vehicle. Ordinarily, it's not supposed to be like that. I knew something was, you know, was wrong, so I had to stop my convoy, and we came down. I think I was with my committee members on a recovery. We're going somewhere to go and, you know, recover. So I stopped, and then found out that one of them took money from the driver. That's why I was standing with him. I heard my worker and the driver. I took the driver to my office. Immediately, I took his jacket from him and the car that he was putting on that belongs to government. The 2 of them, and I asked them to go to the office to go and find out the true position of the. From their statement, I then found out that the other one was unaware. It was the one that I caught that was doing it. So I said, this one can go back to work. The other one, go home. You know, the problem is this. Many of them, they are after this money. And they forget that this money will come when you do the right thing. Taking money from the offenders will not make you do a good job.
Sure.
That's why when you go to TED Junction, I can send you all the video. When you go to New Benin, today is 23rd for crying out loud. Before now, you cannot pass through anywhere in Benin. When I was coming to this studio, in I think Ramatrak, today is the old Benin market,
Yes.
I was shocked to see my worker. They were already on the street before 7. I was here before 7:20. So when I was coming, I saw them. Immediately they saw me, they started clearing the road. Although before I came, they were already working
doing their
before.
job, yeah.
So to me, they are trying. So I'm also happy to the state government that we should have a shift. Someone that will resume by 7:30 to close by 3. But we now have other ones that will start by 3 to close by 8, because most time when we close by 6:30, you can't pass through this major street again.
Sure.
So I think the only way we can tackle this thing is for us to have a shift. And the government is looking into it. Like this, maybe after the festive period, we'll come back.
All right, we still have in the building, and we're looking at what the PSR is doing and also what the Vehicle Recovery Committee is doing. Now, let's quickly ask, have there been any case filed against your team by any of these vehicles you recovered from individuals? Have any of them instituted a case against you? That's on one hand. And on the other hand, what's the future, what lies ahead if these vehicles, I don't know if it's possible to recover all the vehicles, 300 or 400 as the case may be. Now, what's the future of your team doing? What will be the future in the next 1-2 years? What will be the outcome?
Thank you very much. For the now, I've not heard or see any court case. And to me, if it comes, we are ready for it. I know I've not done anything contrary to the law. We are only doing our duty. So if there's anyone, court is for everybody. We'll go there. For those who have not returned their vehicle, I will say happy to them on this video that they should please and do it. This is a government property, not our property as individual. Someone just like yesterday, minute I left church. Although when I was in church, my phone was ringing. I couldn't pick it, so after I closed, I have to return the call back. Someone called me, I don't want to make mention of his name. And he said he's going to return his vehicle today. That he's afraid to come to government house. That he will drop his also. He will send his driver to drop his son. I said, no problem. When you drop it, call me, the committee members will go. If you can see to some of those videos, the 2 vehicles that we recovered before were the first time it was 3, 2 Oman buses and 1 Elos was recovered in a hotel of a city local government chairman there. And you remember that there were palliative inside one of those buses that's supposed to have been shared
for Edo people.
And it was kept in one man's house and inside a vehicle. One got the information, one got it. The man said it's only these 2 vehicles that you take. And our informant was also telling us that there was one Elos that was parked there, that the Elos belongs to government. And the man was saying no, that the person had sent the information. Immediately I showed the information to him in our we can go with the Elos. We wanted to, arrest him that day because there was a lot of things that we heard about him. But for the fact that in any job that you are doing, you must be a human face.
Sure.
So we just said and said, please, since he has given us what we want. But the instruction is, if you don't return the vehicle by yourself, we come to your place and arrest you. You follow us as well. You should go and explain to the police the reason why a government vehicle was kept in your custody. But so far, back to the question that you just asked, this committee will continue working to the end of this tenure. Whenever we get information, we'll go for the person. Some vehicles are in Lagos, as I earlier said. We'll be going to Lagos. Some vehicle is in Abuja, we'll go to Abuja. Some are in Abeokuta, we'll go there.
Okay, now before we allow you to go, sorry, let me ask this question. Are you not scared that these persons might come after you? You said during your job, you are going to Abeokuta. Has anyone ever threatened you since you started recovering?
A lot. We are not bothered. For the fact that we are doing the right job, God by our side, we will overcome anyone.
All right. We're told that, or we heard that from some of the team, that there's an individual holding about 21 of such vehicles. That's on one.
You have to mention the name, not individual. You already know the name.
Now, let's look at some of the vehicles that we also vandalized. We had Apostle Cassie here the other day told us that there were some vehicles, the brain balls, the engines, were removed from these
and sold in parts.
How many of such vehicles?
Over 30. Those important things in the camera, they pull it off because they knew, and those things was done after the lost election. You see, I don't really understand how some people think or how they do things. Because you knew that you were not going to come back, you can do whatever you like. Just like what Oga said the last time about some government official pulling rods. They did it even to the office of the governor. As I'm speaking to you now, the governor is still buying things in his office. A lot of things was carted away, like even the presidential lodge. And I'm interested to know that before the election, I think 3 months before the election, 2 months, they did some renovation work in that presidential lodge and they bought furniture and everything. I'm interested to know that when you go there, you can even find one. Even to television. TV set plasma was pulled off from Gomea. So I don't understand all these things. If you die, we are not going with them to heaven or to whatever they are going to. Why? Even if you have 100 cars in your copper, you cannot drive more than one. If you have 10 buildings, you can't sleep more than one room in a night. So all these things don't really cut for. So I pray that God touches their heart. They should return the vehicle that they stole from government back to us.
All right, before we let you go, what's your last word? What are you saying to the persons who are still with some of these vehicles, and what are you saying to your team and also to the government?
Yes, my advice today, I don't know if I can also drop my number here again. So please, especially the whistleblower who have been there for us. With 30 people, I don't think we'll get to where we are today. Please, my phone number is, I will say give it out this morning, is 081 101 65121.
I think we'll take it again.
Take it again, sir.
081 101 65121. You can call me anytime if you have any useful information.
So, sir, have you ever had any false whistleblower? Because you know when money starts, some people can just come up.
No, I've gotten a lot. We have gotten a lot. At the end, I've gotten a lot. Somebody that was even having issue with one of his colleagues called us and said, hey, but when we got there, we now find out that this vehicle has been with this woman for over 30 years. I said, this one because he said, now government vehicle, check out, and lock it within no time. So the truth of the matter is, we understand people. And that's why I said, we are not attached. Yeah, that's why I said we are not here to reshunt anybody. Our always that we should do the right thing. I want to appeal to those who are still with the government vehicle to please return it back to the central admin government house. Or you call me, I will come and pick the vehicle wherever it is. For those who is after my life, who is saying I'm doing too much, I'm not doing too much. I'm only doing it for other people so that we all should have a better idea. So I want to appeal to everyone that this is not personal. I'm only doing my job. I pray that God Almighty will make you people to understand and seriously with what we are doing so that we all will be happy together as a good citizen. So please, this phone number that I just dropped, not just for this committee alone, for also for the PSRO. If you see whenever my people are doing what is not right, please don't hesitate to put a call across to me so that we can able to sanitize those people that is working for us. We are not spirit. I cannot be everywhere at the same time because very soon we'll be going to Edo Central and I don't know because the work is across body it's a local government. So I want to thank.
So please, I would like you to call that number one more time before we let you go.
Okay, 081 101 65121.
All right, thank you. That's been the voice of Comrade Kelly Okunbawa. He's double as the chairman of the Government Vehicle Recovery Committee as well as the coordinator PSR Public Safety Response. Thank you once again for honoring this invitation to clear the air. And we also trust whenever we call on you again, you will come oblige us and come discuss, especially some of the activities that you have been doing. All right, we'll take a very short break. When we return, Daybreak continues.